What's up, you guys? It's your girl Chanel Says What, and I'm back at it with another video. And I actually have a topic that I'm very happy to discuss and talk about with y'all. And you know what that topic would be? Drum roll. The wonderful journey, wonderful, not so wonderful journey of the Vampire Diaries. Okay, I just want to start this off by saying that I'm excited. I've been watching Vampire Diaries, obviously, since season 1. And I'm very excited that they're starting back tonight. But I'm slightly disappointed because it is their last season ever, you guys. There's not going to be any more Vampire Diaries. So it's like, what am I going to do? So, let's kick this off by beginning with everything that went on, okay? We're going to start all the way from the very beginning. Season 1, okay? That iconic moment when Stefan was introduced into our lives, okay? Stefan Salvatore. Oh my goodness, I love Stefan. Totally team Stefan all the way. And, you know, the moment that he met Elena, it was wonderful, you know, because it was just exciting to see, you know. And then, you know, they introduced Bonnie and Jeremy and, you know, Matt, Caroline, and Tyler. I'm totally team Tyler as well. Team Werewolf over here. But yes, so, you know, all the way from the moment of them meeting each other in season 1, it was amazing, you know. And, you know, the little hints and all the little things that was happening that was making Elena curious as to what was going on, you know, like things that make you go, like when his eyes got all funny when she was bleeding, when she hurt herself in the graveyard, all the way to the moment of him cutting his hand, or, well, Jeremy accidentally cutting his hand trying to stab Tyler, and, you know, it healed. Or, you know, when she saw his face turn in the reflection in the mirror when he cooked her dinner, and leading all the way up to her finding out. You know, it was a wonderful journey with that, okay? And then they introduced Damon into the scene, and you know, he's the bad boy, you know, the dark one, the one that don't care, you know, and was crazy, you know, and dangerous, spontaneous. And I was all for it. I was liking Damon. I was loving Damon. Here's when I stopped being a fan of Mr. Damon Salvatore. Was when he openly was trying to go after Elena. Like, openly. Like, he did not care that he was hurting his brother. He didn't care how he felt about her. He did not care that his brother was in love with her. That meant nothing to him. He didn't care, you know. And he went after her, and she let him. Like, I think it was like only once, 2 times that she checked him about it. But she was in denial because she had feelings for him too. From the moment that she laid eyes on him, she was trying to be all up in that. So that's when I stopped being a fan of Damon. I stopped being a fan of Damon, and I stopped being a fan of Elena because I liked her. I was all for Elena. I was for her. I liked her very much until the two of them started having feelings for each other and liking on each other. Then, you know, I felt like she was disloyal. She was disloyal, and Damon was disloyal. How Stefan was even able to ever trust them ever again, because in the real world, I would have kicked him to the curb. I would have kicked her to the curb. I would have never trusted them again because they didn't care about his feelings. Stefan's feelings meant absolutely nothing to them. They didn't care. And then they were just plainly a couple in his face, and you know, ain't nobody got time for that. I would have punched her in her head. Boom, knocked her whole brain out. And then, and then that brings me to Catherine. I loved Catherine. Do you know why I loved her? Because she was consistent. She didn't lie. This is what it was, Yes, she was a horrible person because she killed Jeremy. Yes. Okay, she did horrible things. But she was honest about it. She didn't lie. She didn't sugarcoat it. It was like, this is what it is. Love it, leave it, whatever. I don't care. She's very consistent, and she loves Stefan. That's what I like about her. She loved Stefan all the way up until the end, till she was dead. She always loved Stefan. She never loved Damon, and he knew it. She told him she didn't care. She didn't love him. She didn't care about him. He was too desperate, too thirsty to be with her. Stefan, he was more suave, that hairstyle though, the hairstyle that he had on the very first episode, that's the hairstyle I like. And then when they came back with the second episode, like, the hairstyle was all just bogus, okay? And so we're going to bring it into Miss Caroline. Mrs. Try Too Hard, Shallow, Caroline. I always liked the Caroline. I liked her a lot. I even loved her even more when she became a vampire. But her and Matt, I love him. He's so adorable with those dreamy blue eyes. Matt and Caroline, I thought that they were going to make it. I thought that they were going to be together for a long time. But when Catherine killed her, because technically, Caroline was murdered. She was murdered. Catherine murdered her. She killed her, which is murder. And that's how she became a vampire. She was murdered, period. But when she became a vampire, Matt just couldn't deal. He couldn't deal with it. It was too much for him. He couldn't deal with it, And it was disappointing because I really thought they were going to make it through the long haul. But then, her and Tyler, I got a thing for werewolves, y'all. I got a thing for them. I like my werewolves, okay? And Tyler becoming a werewolf what really sealed it for me, that let me know that they were going to end up in a relationship and that they were going to fall for each other, was when he turned for the very first time. When he officially turned, Caroline was right there every step of the way, and she kept rubbing his head, she was rubbing him, consoling him, trying to make him feel comfortable, trying to make him feel okay. If she could have took away his pain, she totally would have did it. But she stayed there, and she wouldn't leave him. She didn't want to leave him. And when he turned and then turned back, at that moment when she called his name and he was laying there on the ground inside of the Lockwood cellar, and she's like, Tyler, and he lifted up his head, you could tell that he was shocked because he really thought that she left, but she didn't, and he's like, Caroline, and it was amazing. It was an amazing moment. It was an iconic moment, and I believe that was in season 2, right? Yeah, season 2, I believe, when he officially became, a werewolf after he killed the old girl, accidental death. But, I love that. That was amazing to me, okay? So, and then, Klaus, when they brought Klaus in, it was trippy, because it's like, here's this guy, this original vampire, a whole family of original freaking vampires, which I will get to them in another moment because I love the originals too, but I'm going to save their whole situation for later. But I'm just going to throw in a tidbit that I did like Klaus, even though he was an a-hole, a big a-hole, but he loved him some Caroline. He crazy about her and would do anything for her. And even right now, I believe if everything that didn't happen with him